All right, Milwaukee, it is your turn on the chopping block. I apologize, guys. I know it's been about a week since the last release, and the last release got a lot of popularity, and I'm forever thankful for you guys. It was my first video that got over 100 views. And, like, for me, just being a tiny creator at the moment, 100 views is a hell of a lot for me. I don't care if the view was 10 seconds or the view was the whole video. To get 100 viewers on a video is absolutely just mind-boggling to me. Like, you know, I just make these videos for a bit of fun. I don't expect them to have any sort of traction, to attract any sort of people, but I love to engage with the community that I get from making these videos. It's pretty much the whole reason that I do it, and I'm thankful to some of you leaving comments as well. It leaves us being able to have a conversation about anything that I've said in the videos, whether you guys agree, disagree, so on and so forth. This video would have came out a lot sooner, having that traction and stuff like that, but as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I wasn't very well over the last few days. I struggled to realistically get out of bed, so I couldn't really will myself into making a video, especially when I sounded 10 times worse in the last couple of days, making, you know, this voice. And if you know anything about making this video, is that my voice is the entirety of the video. So I can't really hide it. My voice seemed pretty well off today for me to be able to at least get this video out. The recovery over the next couple of days, and I'll be able to get a ton of new videos out and stuff like that. We've got 28 more teams to do. Well, 27 after today, but that's not the point. Milwaukee, one of the weirder off seasons we've had so far. It's been an absolute roller coaster from start to finish. Their biggest day so far is, from what I remember, I woke up, I rolled over, turned my phone on, and I look at my phone and I say, oh, Miles Turner is a Milwaukee Buck. Yeah, sweet. Scroll down to the next thing on my feed, and it's a Shams post. Breaking news. The Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching his contract to pay him $22 million over the next 5 years. So Damian Lillard got a Tony Snell payout. A superstar in this league who, provided only had 2 years left on his deal and wasn't going to play all year this year because of his ACL, blah, 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 things of that nature. But in my whole time being an NBA basketball fan, there has not been a single time where a superstar, even an all-star caliber player, has been waived from his roster. Just because they, for some reason, thought he was a liability. They wanted to sign Miles Turner. They wanted to dig into that second envelope. Unlike the Indiana Pacers, I will get to the Indiana Pacers for starters when I get to their team. I'm not going to touch too much on the whole Miles Turner thing because I feel like that's more of a Indiana Pacers conversation. But the Indiana Pacers screwed up. Why they didn't want to go into their second envelope for a player that's been with them non-stop for the last 10 years. They finally made a breakthrough. They finally got all the way to the finals. And they just said, yeah, no, we don't actually want to pay you that much, so you can go and play for our direct rivals. To me, makes no sense whatsoever. There was reports throughout the finals that they were finally going to break into that second envelope in order to pay Miles Turner what he was worth. And then they just never did it. They lowballed him, and he moved teams. It was like a Klay Thompson situation. It's, you know, pretty much the exact same thing. They kept lowballing him. They tried to test his loyalty to the franchise, and in the end, they basically just said, you know what? As loyal as I am to this franchise and as much as you've done for me over the last 10 years, if you're not going to give me what I'm worth, I'm going. And that's exactly what Miles Turner did, and I respect him for it. That's, you know, it's a player's first league, and I don't ever want to live in a world where, yes, the NBA is a business at the end of the day. That's all it's ever been. That's all it ever will be. but I want it to be at least somewhat a player's first league. So if Miles Turner doesn't think he's getting what he's worth, go and get it somewhere else. You're worth more than enough money to be able to move house, get a new car, get a new life out somewhere else. Just go and get what you're actually worth. Because if one team doesn't want to give it to you, no matter how far you've been in that team and how loyal you are to that team, don't let them just lowball you because you think that, they're going to be loyal to you forever. So yeah, that's probably like the biggest thing so far out of the Bucks franchise. Like, you re-signed Kevin Porter Jr., who last year was actually a pretty decent bench piece for you. But getting rid of Damian Lillard now means that he's probably going to have to start. And I really don't know how I feel about Kevin Porter Jr. being the starting point guard of a contending team. You lost Brook Lopez, who was your big center. As good of a defender as Miles Turner is, I think Brook Lopez was just that slightly bit better on the defensive side of the ball. They're basically the same player. But you lose one, you bring another one in for more money, first of all. Like, you could have paid Brook Lopez significantly less than what he was actually on. But you lose him. You've lost Drew Holiday in the last few years. You've now stretched Damian Lillard and gotten rid of him out of your organisation. There's not a lot left in the core. Chris Middleton, we know, is gone. He is currently serving time in a prison in Washington, but that's a story for another day. It just the Bucks just haven't done much, and I just, as you can tell, probably don't have many words for it. They bring in a new center, and they got rid of their all-star point guard. They continuously try and convince Giannis that they're a contending team, that they should stay with Giannis, and Giannis should stay with them in order to win another championship. But no matter how many times that they try and do it and try and convince him, the roster never actually ends up looking that good. The rosters over the last few years have been decent, but they haven't been anywhere near as we've been accustomed to for the Milwaukee Bucks, who won a championship 4 years ago. The roster is all over the place. I really don't know what to say. They have a couple of decent players. Gary Trent Jr., we know what he's capable of. He had a couple of great playoff games in that series against the Pacers. He played really well. Kyle Kuzma, I don't know what to say about Kyle Kuzma. He is an absolute head scratcher. He can give you 30 points in a game winner in a night, or he can give you 4 points and no game winners, no assists, no rebounds, no nothing. So yeah, I really just don't know what's going on in Milwaukee. There's not a lot to say. I really don't think they're a contending team this year. They might make a play-in spot. I would probably project them somewhere between 5 to 8 out in the East. Because the East, as we know, isn't really that congested in terms of good teams. You got the teams at the top, the Knicks. Celtics actually aren't up there anymore, to be completely honest. The Knicks and the Pacers will probably be back. Actually, no, they won't. They lost their entire roster. I don't know what I'm saying. But there is not a lot out in the East that is to contend for. So I would put the Bucks probably somewhere between the 5 to the 8 seed, unless they sign another guard. Because Giannis needs a decent guard for the team to work. That's basically all I've got. Shorter video today. I'm trying to get through this video as quickly as possible because my head is all over the place. And I don't want to give out any less than high quality for you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it short and sweet. The Bucks, I don't really know where they're going, where they're projecting to go. But the front office is all over the place. Giannis is still there. Giannis is still the best player in the world, pretty much. Nikola Jokic, the debate's to be had. But you have a top 3 player in the league currently on your team. So to have him on your team is more than enough to at least contend. Whether they can actually turn that into a decent year, we will find out soon enough. I'm going to leave it there. That's all I've really got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. The love on recent videos, the new subscribers, I see absolutely all of it. And I can't thank you guys enough. continue to leave comments. I love talking to you guys about this sort of stuff. It keeps me motivated, having a conversation with you guys. Feels like I'm not talking to a camera as much anymore. So if you guys can continue to do that, that'd be great. Liking, subscribing, continue to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow or the day after. See you guys.